What's up YouTube? This is GalacticGod and I'm coming at you now with an all-new Yugioh Chat. Now this of course is a series that I've decided to kind of revamp. I thought I would try and transition this over to more of a podcast type of video where I would just kind of give my thoughts on the different kind of news and whatnot that's happened throughout this last week in Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is my inaugural new version of Yugioh Chat for Sunday, October 4th, 2015. Of course, the big news that's happened this week, just quite recently, today in fact, is YCS Dallas, and more to the point, that Infernoids had gone 16-0, undefeated, and won the event. Now, I've never given really too much thought to Infernoids as an archetype. I know they had quite a bit of momentum when they were first released here in the TCG. A lot of people really enjoyed dueling with them, but with the loss of Blaster, the deck kind of lost its momentum. And with newer archetypes being released all the time within the game, it kind of fell more or less to the wayside. I mean, it still had a lot of players that definitely enjoyed it, but it didn't really see a ton of play. I will say this though, I am quite happy to see not one of the standard decks that you would expect to win a YCS come up victorious. Infernoids is a deck that you kind of expect maybe one or two to reach their way into the top 32 of the actual tournament, but you don't really see them too often in a top 16, top 8, top 4 type of thing, and to see it actually go all the way is definitely impressive. So big congratulations has to go out to Eric Christensen for coming in first place, going undefeated at YCS Dallas with his Infernoids. Some other news that kind of happened throughout the week was that we of course learned that Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, was definitely getting reprinted within the High Speed Riders set. A lot of people were very excited about that because it gave good chase cards for you to go for when you're buying the set. A lot of people were kind of thinking it was a little mediocre before this. I mean, there was a couple of cards that a lot of people were looking forward to, but nothing super chase that you just had to get your hands on, and getting another reprint of Trishula is definitely good. I know that it's not being used in a wide variety of the different meta decks, but for those of them that can use it, and of course a lot of the tier 2 and lower decks that can tech it in, Synchron's of course, the deck that I love to use, uses it quite often as well. It's nice to see Trishula get a reprint that it deserves. Another card that was talked about this week was Void Trap Hole and the price spike that it got. And Void Trap Hole, I don't think anyone could argue is a horrible card. I don't know about it jumping up to like the $15-20 range, which it got to. It just seems kind of high for that. I kind of relate this to that of Fiendish Chain, where at one point it was also like a dollar card, and once it started seeing a lot more play, it was a super rare that was from an older set that hadn't had a reprint yet, and a lot of people started going after it and definitely caused a price spike in that card. It got to the point where the super rare Fiendish Chains were actually going up to the $30 plus range. Will this happen with Void Trap Hole? I really don't think so. I mean, it's already started to come down in price. It's probably settling more around the $10 to $12 range, and if I had to guess, it'll probably even fall lower than that, probably settle much lower into like, you know, the $6 to $8 range and kind of hold there for a while. In other news, a lot of people were talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Special Edition Monopoly. A lot of people seem to have a lot of hate for this, and I really can't understand why people are hating on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly. I mean, they have all different kinds of variations of Monopoly out there. Everything from like Simpsons to Family Guy to just, I don't know, Barbie or whatever. There's a Monopoly for just about anything, and we never really had one for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't really see the harm in getting one out there. I mean, it's going to be kind of interesting to see what they come up with for the different, you know, what is Boardwalk going to actually transfer over, or are they just going to leave it with all the traditional names and just put little pictures of Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters on there? Am I going to buy one? Probably not, but I don't think it's anything to get upset about. I'm sure there is a market out there for someone who wants to play a Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly game. We also recently saw the return of Yugitubers such as Pozjoker and of course Simplyunlucky. For those of you guys who don't know who Pozjoker is, he was a Yugituber that was around and very popular when I first started getting in to Yugitubing. He's probably the top guy at the time. He was like the 20K plus mark. Number one, way more than anybody else who was out there. He did a lot of duels, deck profiles, and trade binder type of videos back when those were hugely popular up here on YouTube. I remember it got to the point where people were like complaining about so many trade binders filling their feeds because everybody was trading via YouTube. It was a super popular way to like kind of get cards back and forth among people. I think that's kind of transitioned more to that of Facebook over the years, especially with the advent of all the different Yu-Gi-Oh! Facebook groups on there. It's a little bit safer overall and definitely a better way to do trading. Looks like we also saw the return of Simplyunlucky. He had been missing from YouTube for about 2 months or so. In his video, he went ahead and gave like a big long explanation for why he's been gone. I'm not gonna kind of repeat what he said, but it felt really heartfelt, and I thought it was kind of nice that he actually gave this big kind of vlog reasoning for, you know, where he'd been for the last 2 months, what his mindset was, you know, what he had gone through, and kind of opened up. Plus, he opened up like one of the original legendary collections. So spoilers, but I think the only card he actually pulled from that was a Shinado, but still kind of cool. As for my own channel, I know a lot of people keep asking me when I'm going to be doing some more live action duel videos with all the special effects and music, and I want to get back to doing those a little more often. Unfortunately, my schedule is still not jiving up correctly with a lot of my friends that I actually duel with, so it's hard for us to kind of get together and actually film. In any event, I'm hoping to get that up soon. Other than that, I'm always looking for, you know, weird, fun, crazy facts about Yu-Gi-Oh! So that I can use them in my Did You Know videos. So if you guys ever come across anything kind of interesting that I haven't posted in any of my previous videos, please, I encourage you to let me know them down in the comment section. So I think that's mostly going to do it for this inaugural edition. I know it's not very long, but one of the things I also wanted to encourage people is if you have any questions whatsoever about anything Yu-Gi-Oh! Related or just about me personally that you would like me to answer in an upcoming video, I encourage you to post them down in the comment section below. I'm going to try and answer a few of those at the end of every Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat video. So hopefully this will become kind of like a new Sunday tradition where Sunday night I just kind of banter on and ramble about my thoughts about everything that's kind of happened throughout this last week in Yu-Gi-Oh! And maybe even give you some thoughts on stuff that's happened to me in real life as well. So in closing, I just want to say thank you once again to all my subscribers for sticking with me. I know I haven't been posting too many videos up here on my channel. As some of you guys might tell by my voice from this video, it is a little sketchy because I am still getting over a cold, so it might sound a little strange in this video. Hopefully next week I will be completely recovered from my illness and I'll be able to, you know, sound a little bit better than right here and now. Anyhow, I guess that's going to do it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.